Here's my audience. When we think of wildfires, we usually picture devastating destruction, gray skies, charred trees, and scorched landscapes. We often do not consider the incredible process that comes next. I've always been interested in nature and its process of renewal. When researching, I was fascinated by how forests are built to recover from wildfires. With the changing climate, wildfires are becoming more and more common. It's important for me and you to understand the new life they bring and not just the damage they cause. Although wildfires may seem purely destructive, they often play an important role in the forest regrowth and renewal. In this speech, I will cover the 3 steps of forest renewal. First, I will talk about the leading causes of forest fires and how they progress. Next, I'll explain what happens after a forest fire and how life begins to slowly return to the forest. Finally, I will describe what a fully recovered forest looks like. First, most wildfires begin one of 2 ways: natural causes such as lightning, or human causes such as unmonitored campfires. The degree of a wildfire largely depends on the conditions. Wind, a dry environment, and flammable plants can cause fires to spread rapidly across large areas. This is why we tend to see more wildfires in the western United States, where there tends to be drier vegetation. According to the National Interagency Fire Center in 2025, California leads the country with the most wildfires as well as the most acres burned. Considering much of California has a hot, dry climate with a lot of dry vegetation, it makes sense that this state is especially vulnerable to wildfires. While wildfires do often seem sudden and unpredictable, there are patterns and conditions that help explain why they happen and when they happen. Next, fire can burn at different intensities, which is why sometimes we see more damage than other times. The more damage, the more regrowth is required for recovery. Immediately after a wildfire occurs and is controlled, the forest can look lifeless. As you can see in this photo, the forest that was once full of life and color now looks empty and dark. Most native plants have deep root systems that can survive underground and begin to regrow almost instantly. So even though the forest may look lifeless, life lives beneath the surface. According to a 2011 article, Fire as an Evolutionary Pressure Shaping Plant Traits by fire ecologist John Keeley and his colleagues, published in the journal Trends in Plant Science, traits such as resprouting and germination by heat and smoke are adaptive in fire-prone environments. This means that the plants and species in the areas we see the most wildfires are actually the most resilient to wildfires. So even though it may seem like all of the plants are completely gone, the process of growth begins far sooner than it appears. Finally, within a couple of weeks of a wildfire, small plants begin to reappear. This helps the soil stabilize. The first plants to appear are called pioneer species. As plants return, so do animals. Small mammals, insects, and birds readapt and reestablish the food chain. This photo shows life is slowly returning to the forest. Years to decades later, depending on the intensity of the fire, trees mature and begin to turn into a full forest. As different species return to the forest, biodiversity increases. In some situations, forests come back stronger and more resilient than they were previously. This photo shows a fully regrown forest. Christine Kant stated in her article, How Ecosystems Recover After Fire, that in 1998, over 30% of Yellowstone National Park burned as a result of fires that raged for weeks. Today, visitors may not recognize that there were ever fires in Yellowstone, despite some areas still being in the early stages of recovery. This stands as a testament to the fact that nature can recover from such catastrophes. Although complete restoration takes many years, renewal is always taking place, and each stage is essential for forming a healthy ecosystem. In conclusion, while wildfires can cause mass devastation, They are also a necessary part of forest life. And they represent the 3 steps of regrowth, renewal, and resilience. Next time a wildfire occurs, remember, nature is persistent, adaptable, and always prepared to rebuild. Thank you.